What's up, guys? My name is Spec and welcome to another video. This one is in fact a little bit different. Playoffs are here. They start tomorrow. I am freaking excited. I can't wait. So what I thought I'd do is give you guys my first round predictions of who I think is gonna make it to a round and in how many games. I want you guys to focus on who I picked to go on rather than the games, because the games are iffy. I'm just doing that just for some more to it. So let's get cracking. Chicago and Minnesota. I think Chicago, they're playing amazing hockey and they are first for a reason. I think they are number 2 in goals for and number 1 in goals against. They're just an insane hockey team right now. And Minnesota, don't get me wrong, they're a great team, but they've just fell off. Yeah, they won their must-win game to get into the playoffs, but as of late, something's just not clicking. So, with all that said, I have Chicago 4, Minnesota 1. Chicago on to the next round. Minnesota left with all that money spent and nothing from it. Okay, now Anaheim and Detroit. This is a good matchup. I like both teams. I think Anaheim does have the edge. There's just something about them that they scare me. I'm a Canuck fan, and if Vancouver meets Anaheim in the playoffs, I write that series off, and I don't think it's a good one. So Anaheim, I like Getzlaf. I think he's gonna be the driving force for Anaheim, and I think Victor Fast is gonna step up. It's his first playoffs, but he's been playing lights out this year, and I think he continues that. I think without Lidstrom, Detroit is not the team that they have been, seeing as they did come in 7th, so that's not the usual Detroit that we're used to seeing. And I just think that Anaheim takes it in 6 games, with Anaheim winning 4, Detroit winning 2. So I think Anaheim's going to go to the next round. On to the next one, Vancouver versus San Jose. And I'm not trying to be a homer or anything, but I do think that Vancouver does have the pieces to beat San Jose. And as we see, San Jose does have the track record of kind of flopping in the playoffs. And even though San Jose won all 3 meetings against Vancouver this year, I still have Vancouver winning in 6 games. I think that if injuries don't hurt the Canucks as much as they have this season, I think they have all the pieces. And Schneider, apparently he's back for the first game. If he is, that's amazing, because he's been playing phenomenal down the stretch, and I do think Vancouver's going to take that one. Now on to St. Louis and LA. This one's a good matchup. I think this is, out of everything, this is my only one where the lower seed upsets the higher seed. I do have LA winning in 6 games. I think St. Louis will win a couple because they are a decent team. They can get some wins. They're more of a balanced team. I like both of these teams are really balanced. You don't really have that one player that's going to light it up. Like, you can make the argument Jeff Carter. Yeah, Jeff Carter. He got like 20 some goals in the regular season. I think LA needs for him to keep on that pace, and they need Quick to play like he did last year in the playoffs. If all that happens, LA can go far in this playoffs. Now, why I think they can beat St. Louis, I think they're just better in all areas. I think LA is just gonna wear down St. Louis, much like they did last year in the playoffs, and I just think they're gonna take it in 6 games. Okay, now on to the East, Pittsburgh versus New York Islanders. I really wish the Islanders were up against anyone else, because I love me some Johnny T. That guy's amazing. He brought the Islanders to the playoffs, kicking and screaming. He's an amazing player, elevates everyone around him. But too bad that they came up against Pittsburgh in the first round, because I do think Pittsburgh's going to sweep them 4-0, because I don't think Tavares can do it all himself. I don't know when Crosby's going to come back, but if he's back and if he's going to be playing that first game, yeah, that he's the best in the world and he's going to come back. And then they stacked this team up so insanely. I don't know how they did. I don't know how they had the cap space. But it's cup or bust for Pittsburgh, and I think that they sweep the Islanders. Now on to Montreal and Ottawa. I have this game Montreal in 7 because I do think even though Montreal has struggled down the stretch, I do think they're the better team. Ottawa, they have played amazing for how many injuries they've had. I think that it might if Jason Spezza was back, I think it might change that in Montreal's favor, in Ottawa's favor, because he is that type of player that they need. But the reason why I think it even goes to 7 is the fact that Erik Karlsson came back, and he is going to make that team so much better. And Anderson is playing lights out, another one of those goalies that can really help your team out. So, but I do think that Montreal is going to turn a bit around. I think Carey Price is going to go back to the usual Carey Price. PK Subban is just playing amazing. Montreal, I think they'll take it in 7 games. Now on to Washington and New York. This one I also have as Washington winning in 7 games. I think Washington is on fire right now. This is the Ovechkin that we seen years ago when he scored 65 goals. He is playing amazing. You got Backstrom up there with 48 points. You got Mike Ribeiro with 49 points. And frickin' Mike Green, I think he's leading defenseman in points too. He got 13 goals. I think he scored 2 goals in their final game. They're on fire. They're coming into a Rangers team that they're playing decent down the stretch. I know they're in 8th. They came up to 6th though. New York is dangerous on paper. Whether they want to put that in action is up to them. I think it goes all the way to 7 due to the Henrik Lundqvist factor. That guy is the Rangers. I don't care what anyone says. It's not Rick Nash. It's not Richards. It's definitely Henrik Lundqvist. But I think that's too much. I think Ovechkin goes in there, scores like 10 goals in 7 games, and just lights it up into the second round. Now, Boston and Toronto. I would much have rather seen a Montreal-Toronto, because that would have been an amazing series. But I think Boston's going to be way too much for Toronto to handle. Boston is just going to be animals and wear down Toronto, and I don't see a good outcome for Toronto. I think they do win 1 game. I think that Boston wins the series 4-1. So, but I think Boston does have the edge in every category. I think where Toronto is good, Boston is better. Like defense, you got Chara and Phaneuf. I think take Chara. Offense, it's a bit different. I guess you have Lupul, Kadri, and Kessel. And then you got Krejci, Bergeron, and Sagan. But I don't know. I still feel that Boston is gonna take this one very easily. Okay, so those are all my picks. Let's do a quick recap. I have Chicago winning in 5 games, Anaheim winning in 6, Vancouver winning in 6, LA winning in 6, Pittsburgh winning in 4 straight, Montreal winning in 7, Washington winning in 7, and Boston winning in 5. Those are my picks. If I did not pick your favorite team, please don't hate. These are my opinions, and I'm trying to be as professional as I can about this. I'm not doing this because I hate teams. See, as you can see, I'm a Vancouver fan. I picked Boston to win, so you know that there's no bias in me and no hard feelings. And please leave a comment. Leave who you think is going to win their series and how many games. You don't have to pick how many games, just who wins their series. Please leave a comment. It's interesting to see other people's opinions. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. My name is Spec, and I will see you there, or I'll see you another time.